is it possible to be too friendly with your clients, too comfortable with your clients? Are there lines that can be crossed? We're going to talk about one specific story that's super interesting and how you should go about that business right now on Biz Talk.
What was this?
I don't... That's my little pre-podcast shuffle.
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Made me very uncomfortable.
That's good. I might just do... By the way, for people that are listening, it's a little shuffle. I'm going to incorporate it.
That's what we're going to call it.
I'm going to incorporate an actual sachet.
You know what it reminds me of? Remember that little groundhog from Caddyshack?
Yeah. I love that guy. I think we should do an intro where I sashay across the room with that movement, and Vic can get it. And
first of all, you talking about yourself sashaying
pisses you off.
It does.
So,
it's just really bad.
Great start to the day.
This is not a good day.
Okay, let's talk about this. And I know we've touched on it before, like friends and clients, and I know your stance, but we just kind of got a specific story I think is really interesting. I think you guys should listen to this because it's very relatable.
Yep.
And it does have to do with getting too friendly maybe with a client. Is there such a thing? So we know someone, not going to name names, going to protect them. And
we'll change it to Bill.
Bill. Okay, Bill. No, we're not going to change it to Bill. Bill's awful. Not that if your name is Bill, it's not awful.
Oh, wow. Sorry, Bill.
So we had somebody that we know kind of has a relationship with her client, right? Mm-hmm. They went out to drinks. They're not like, besties, but they're not also like comfortable enough. Like, well, yeah, let's go grab a drink. And this client basically brought up like, hey, I want to get a set of like French acrylics.
Ugh.
Yes. For the tech, right? Jesus, man. That was literally pure disgust from your gut, like from your innards, guts, like.
And then imagine if I had a couple drinks in me, what I would have really said.
Well, so that's kind of what happened, right? Was this person, the nail tech was like, ugh, no, kind of a thing, right? For good reason,
It's a pain in the butt.
It's a pain in the butt, right? So the client kind of got offended and was like, yo. I mean, I don't know if she actually said yo, but I'm going to be the client for a second. Like, yo, I pay good money. I'm going to pay you good money for this set. Like, it was kind of off-putting for the client. And the nail professional, she kind of said like, okay, I got a little too comfortable. I just let it. Nail techs would understand that, right? But clients, they're not going to understand that. And she kind of, the lines got blurred. She let herself be very comfortable with the client, going out to drinks. Yeah. Probably had a few drinks in her, and then was like, let it rip.
That's the point of going to drinks.
Well, not for me, because I don't drink. If we go to drinks, I'm drinking like sparkling water.
You're buying.
I'm buying. Exactly. So I think that's really interesting because I have my take on this, right? But I've heard other people say, I have no problem with being super friendly. I know one person specifically, like an actual business owner who's like, I've hired friends and family and I encourage it and I love it and it's always great. And I have a different opinion about that.
So do I.
But like, where do you... If a client is like, hey, let's go, like you're cool, I like you, and let's hang out, let's go grab a drink, and like, where do you draw that line? I mean, no, not going with you to have drinks.
I don't like you.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
No. It is, especially if like, let's say you have a salon and there's a place that you get, oh, you're done, you're off work. There's, let's walk next door and grab a drink, but I think the important thing is realizing that you still have to keep that professionalism level when you're with them.
But if you have a couple drinks, professionalism
I
tends
know
to go.
it just really goes out the
It
door.
goes out the window, man.
Especially for me.
Well, for anybody,
Yeah.
I think like it relaxes. You have a couple drinks, you relax.
You feel like you can say what's on your mind, and
Yeah.
it's a joke, and you're not really,
Totally.
telling them. Well, maybe she was telling her no, but I guarantee if that had been said to Bill in the salon, that that she would have said, "Oh, yeah, if you want to do them, I mean, I'm sure she charges very well for them." She might have said, "Oh, it's not my favorite to do." She probably would have put it a different way. But having a drink or being in a drink atmosphere, you get comfortable and you say what's on your mind a little bit more.
Yeah.
So, I've always been against crossing that line.
Yeah.
I had one situation where a client, this is funny. I had been working late, and my husband was like, I booked this person last minute, told her to go ahead and come in. It was late. And before she came, Stan, my husband, poor guy, every once in a while he speaks up because he puts up with me working a lot and late.
Right.
But every once in a while this time he was just like, "Tracey, I want to go have dinner and some drinks."
Yeah, with
So
you.
So I called and said, "Hey, we're going to have to reschedule." It was a last minute booking anyway. She's like, I said, "I need to go, spend some time with my husband. We're going to go have some drinks." She's like, "Oh, where are you guys going?" And I'm like, "CR Gibbs. If you've been writing, that's where you go." And she showed up.
Oh my gosh.
And he was pissed. Oh, he was pissed. I didn't blame him.
Yeah, of course.
And it was awkward,
But was it like, hey, I'll come by and say hello, or no? Just she showed up.
I think you know what? I don't remember exactly what she said,
Yeah.
but I just remember her walking in the door.
That's hilarious.
And but yeah, I know people who have gone and done the same thing as this person, and it never seems to turn out well.
Yeah. I have had very interesting experiences with friends and family, even working with us. And the reason why it's so hard for me is because I actually do not have a problem separating business with my friends and family, right? So I've had friends and family work for the company.
Yes, and I've worked here while they were here. Yeah,
exactly.
And you are very.
It's
which is hard to do.
It's hard to do.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed with something Habib did.
Yeah, I'm impressed that you're impressed.
Thank you.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
So I've never had an issue, and I think that comes from when I first started in the business. I was so sick and tired of us getting screwed by people. I was so sick and tired of getting just hammered, people taking advantage of us. It didn't matter. I really felt like, it didn't feel like it. That was going on for many years. A lot of people took advantage of us, of my family. A lot of people screwed us over, put us in bad situations. We made a lot of bad decisions too that put us in a lot of debt. But when I started with the company, I was mad. And I was like, doesn't matter. I'm keeping this shit solid. And this is our livelihood. So I'm going to keep it separate no matter what. I'm going to keep it separate. So whenever friends and family would work, I would always have the conversation and say, listen, you're my cousin or you're my really good friend. I'm just telling you, I keep business.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make a decision because you're my cousin. I'm not going to favor you over something. In this environment, it's you got to come here, you put in the work. There's no favoritism. And it was hard because they felt well, I know you, dude, kind of help me out.
So you can separate it, but can they?
No, they weren't able to, so it didn't work out, and even with some of our distributors, we go to drinks with them. We've partied with our distributors in the past, right? And it's really funny. We'd have a few drinks. This is when I used to drink, and it would be like, hey, can I get an extra discount? Nope. You cannot.
No, I've been to some of these situations, and sometimes it would get gnarly because they get some drinks in them, they get comfortable, they think it's in a friendly environment, and they start it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I actually had a nickname that distributors would call me the No Man because I always said no.
We actually have other names for you.
Nice guy, great guy, amazing guy. I know, I've heard all those. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Day, apparently.
But
yeah, you were the no guy.
I know, and not for any other reason that like I just kept it pro. So on relating this to the salon,
Yeah.
you know, even like Stephanie had brought up a situation where a lot of techs start out doing friends and family, and so you start your business with that. And it would turn into like, oh, hey, you know, I'll buy you dinner, do my nails. And then, you know, she's like, well, dinner was $20.
Yeah.
And like, but nails are like 50. Like it's not an equal trade.
You got to make sure you have a lot of drinks
Right.
and steak and lobster that night.
Exactly.
Make dinner more.
Exactly.
No, it is, you know, when you're starting out, you do a lot of friends and family. And I always say, I do not like doing friends and family. It's very hard to draw the line. You're at a friend's house and like, look, I broke my nail. I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Family's same way. And there's just money that I don't feel comfortable taking. And a lot of times that's friends and family, especially when I first started out. And it was awkward. And you do sometimes get taken advantage of, and sometimes you do it to yourself.
Yeah, of
they're
course.
willing, but you're like, no, it's okay. So I had to draw that hard line.
Yeah.
Like I always say, friends and family should be charged triple because they're nightmares to deal with. But yeah, you get in this little awkward zone of like, okay, I'll, dinner, that's fine. And then the next time, and then the next time.
And I had to, like, I know what that awkward feeling feels like because I dealt with it at the beginning of when I started working, Young Nails, and it was super awkward, but I literally had to tell myself, I don't care how awkward it is. I'm just going to say no, or I'm not going to do this because it was so gnarly. I was tired of getting beaten down, honestly, like business wise, like us getting hammered. I was so sick and tired of that. And I sort of like took a step and said, I'm going to mentally force this, and I don't care. No, we're not doing this. Like we have to start building the business.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to favor you over you just because you're my friends and family. Like I want to do what's right. Like if you put in the work, great. We can grow together, the company and you. But I think that's something to say for a lot of nail professionals that do work on friends and family or start that way. At a certain point, you got to draw that line, or else it's gonna, it's natural. Like, hey, you're my friend.
Yeah.
Hook me up.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Yeah, it can be, and a lot of times, again, we sabotage ourselves. So if we start falling into that rabbit hole of never saying no or letting it slide, now it's eating us alive, and they're not even thinking twice about it. So,
yeah, exactly.
It's a lesson you learn when you're first starting out, especially, and then sometimes you fall back into it. Like this nail tech, let's go have a drink, and then lesson learned.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like this one nail pro that we're talking about. I think that if you're able to keep the lines, like you have that line of professionalism in business, and as long as you make that clear on the other side, I think you're going to be okay. And you got to stick with it. You know what I mean? You really got to stick with it, and potentially like not saying everything. Like in the situation of like, if they want French and they're going to pay the money for it, you don't show that. You're just like, cool, no problem. I would love to. Yeah. Even inside, if you're like, oh my gosh, chalkboard, nails.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't want to do something, don't offer it. If you literally hate it that much.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you offer it, my clients knew it wasn't my favorite thing to do, just because, pink and whites, doing the reverse, it makes it much easier, and they looked nice, but it is, whites show everything.
Right.
So it was a little more work. I charged well for it, and my clients would be like, I know you don't like to do it. It's not your favorite, but I want it. Okay, cool.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hook you up, and you take care of them, make them feel like that. But I understand her position, because she felt like they were like, she was comfortable enough where she could be like, and just kind of jokingly, and then it offended the client.
I know this person. I know she I don't think
All
has
a
negative bone in her body.
Not at all.
So definitely.
Absolutely. Let us know your take on this, even some of your experiences that you've had. I would love to read about them. I know Tracey would too. Plus, it might help somebody deal with a situation that is similar. Thank you, Tracey.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Biz Talk.